it was all going so beautiful. It was beautiful. It was 17-0. Late second quarter, we have the ball. Carson takes a snap, goes back, throws, interception. What the hell was that? At that point, I'm not going to lie. A little voice in my head said, it's all downhill from there. It's all downhill from here. And who the hell knew that voice was going to be right? It's horrible. It's horrible that we blew a 17-0 lead. But I got to be honest. I felt a little better after Dallas lost.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. See, I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of that. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. Everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's hanging in there. Hope you guys are having a good Monday, especially after that brutal double moonwalking we took of the ass. I hope you guys are feeling better because it was brutal. No question about it. I mean, you're up 17-0. You're controlling the game. At that point, Carson Wentz had looked great. You saw some explosion. I mean, there were a few mistakes, but you're up 17-0. You're up 17-0. And then to lose it the way they did is completely and utterly horrible. It's revenge for the Washington no-names who had that happen to them the year before. But, I mean, this game showed a lot of the problems that the Eagles have right now. First and foremost, you are way too banged up. Again, I mean, we're coming into a season. We've had no preseason games. You're already without guys like Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, Miles Sanders, Derek Barnett. I mean, we didn't even play one preseason game, and these guys are hurt. These guys are hurt. And that kills us. And that's not even mentioning the amount of injuries that the Eagles had during yesterday's game. I mean, if you can't put a healthy team out and you're always playing these backups and these young guys and these guys who aren't ready, especially that offensive line going up against that defensive line, you're asking for trouble, okay? And when you're in those situations, your coach has to be really good. You have to have a good game plan. And as far as Carson Wentz goes, especially having rewatched that late last night, that game, he was horrible. He was horrible. He was good in the first half. I mean, he missed some throws. He missed a bomb to Rager, but after that interception he threw, he was just horrible. He was absolutely horrible. I mean, I don't know if this was his worst game. I still think that New Orleans game a few years ago is the worst one. It's right up there. It's right up there with one of the, couple of the worst ones that he has had. Holds on to the ball too long at times. Inaccurate in his throws. And he fumbled the ball again. Just not good. I think he fumbled the ball twice yesterday. You can't have that. You can't have that. These are things that he has to do better. Now, what I'm going to say is, yes, Carson was bad. But let me tell you something. I think Doug Peterson was even worse than Carson Wentz. Because Doug Peterson had a horrible feel for this game yesterday and what was going on. His game plan coming out got you up 17-0. But his in-game adjustments were non-existent. He had none. So, you go out, Carson throws that interception, right? You're up 17, was it 17-7 at halftime, something like that. There's no adjustments. I like the fact that the Eagles are going deep. I like the fact that they were going vertical because it's something they didn't do last year. But I didn't want them to do it to the point of detriment where you're not doing other things that you did well the previous years. I mean, sometimes with Doug, it seems like he's not balanced, He'll throw short, run, short, and he ignores, down the field. And now he's going down the field. He's kind of ignoring the shorter passes and some of the things. Now, there were some bad passes, no question about it. But he didn't run the ball. He didn't, the quick passes, those kind of things that maybe get you 2-3 yards, maybe 5-6 yards, to just take some of that pressure from what you're getting from that defensive line. He just ignored it. And I don't want to see us be just a team that's throwing bombs all the time. I mean, we needed to throw more downfield than we have, and I complained a lot about it last year. But like I said, I'm not saying only do that. You have to implement it and have it with a balance of what you already did good. Doug got completely away from that. There was no balance. There was no running. I mean, yes, you don't have Miles Sanders. You have Boston Scott. He's small. I get it. You have Corey Clement. He's slow. I get it. This kid Jason Huntley just came. I get it. But if they're the running backs you're going to go with, then you got to play them. You got to play them. I don't care if Boston Scott's getting 2-3 yards up the middle. I don't care if Corey Clement's getting 2-3 yards up the middle. I don't care. Use it because you know why? If you're putting yourself in a position where you're at 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, that's a lot more doable against that defensive line who is teeing off on you on 3rd and long. So I think Doug, to me, really, the inability to recognize, hey, my quarterback's struggling, my offense is off balance, and this defensive line is destroying us. I need to change things up. I need to go to a quicker passing game, run the ball a little more, and get this offense back in sync. And once they get back in sync, we could take a couple more shots downfield and do things like that. He didn't do it. That is my biggest problem with Doug yesterday. Now, like I said, Carson didn't help it because he stunk too. Okay, and I put this loss solely on Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson. I do. And if you want to even go deeper than that, of course you could blame the offensive line. That's very easy. But look who was playing. Herbig, Driscoll. I mean, these guys are playing, and you have Big V who goes to Detroit. And who did Howie Roseman bring in this year to provide depth on that offensive line? We take a quarterback in the second round. You could have took an offensive lineman in the second round. So, I mean, that's just if we're really going to get nitpicky about it, Injuries, of course, another problem. Another issue I had was, why is Deshaun Jackson only playing 54% of the snaps? He only played 54. He had less snaps. He had less snaps than Jalen Reagor. Everybody thought he was hurt. He did kind of look like he was hurt and stuff because they kept showing him the camera. He would touch his shoulder. At one point, he was like leaning over, like stretching. And it's like, okay, he must be a little banged up. He came out and said, I'm completely fine. They just chose not to play him a lot. They were rotating these receivers in like they were a hockey line. Go put the second line in, put the second line in. That's what they were doing with the receivers. Made no sense. I mean, I guess in what they're trying to do is because there's no preseason, you want to monitor their snap counts and things like that. But let me tell you something. Deshaun Jackson's presence on the field is usually a threat. The more snaps he gets, the better. He should have been out there longer. So it's very frustrating. It was very frustrating. And then Zach Ertz, the thing comes out about Zach Ertz early before the game starts that Zach Ertz and Howie and Lurie, they all got into it about his contract. He's frustrated. And he comes out, he scores a touchdown. You think, good, he's motivated to play. But that 4th and 3, 4th and 4, where he drops that ball, you can't drop that ball. Now, what happens, I know, but if you want the big money, you can't drop that ball. There's a lot of problems yesterday. And let me tell you this. If Carson makes that pass to Reagor early, you'd have another 7 points on the board. So, I mean, a lot of blame to go around. Nobody deserves more blame, in my opinion, than Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. And I would say it's in that order, me personally. However, Carson's the guy making throws, and he's got to make the throws. So there's an argument to be made. But they both were horrible. And, this is one of my final thought videos. I usually do a final thought video because I really like to look forward to the next week. So if we win, we do a victory celebration cigar the night after, or that night after the win or whatever. And then we talk final thoughts and we let it go. If we lose, we don't do a victory cigar video. We just do a final thoughts 24 hours later, and we focus on next week. So next week, the Rams are coming. We're going to talk a lot about the Rams, on the matchups, and what's going to happen during the week with all those kind of things. Some good things. Let's talk about some good things real quick. I thought Dallas Goedert had a great game. I love how Dallas Goedert is playing. And it's really interesting to me that Dallas Goedert had 8 catches, over 100 yards. He got a lot more looks than Zach Ertz. And I wonder what's going on with Ertz, because, the team captain thing came out. He wasn't even a team captain. I find that a little weird. You had 2 offensive linemen and Kelsey and Peters as the captain, but Ertz isn't. I would think Ertz would be. Is that a telling sign of what's to come? And Dallas Goedert, he's in his 3rd year. Is he going to emerge? I think Goddard is going to have a monster year. I said this in one of my videos a few weeks ago. I think he's going to have comparable numbers when it's all said and done to Ertz this year. We're going to see. But Goddard looked great. I thought Rager in his rookie game, I thought he looked good too. He had that big catch, only 1 catch for 55 yards. Carson missed him on a slant where he probably catch it, would have ran. And then Carson missed him on another bomb earlier. The one thing we saw with Rager is he's explosive and he gets open. And that's a very, very good sign. So I liked Rager. I thought he had a good game. I thought Avonte Maddox played well. And Darius Slay. Darius Slay, I thought, did a great job. He was, as advertised, he did what he had to do on McLaurin. I thought Avonte Maddox, for the most part, played pretty good. He had that one big pass he gave up where he slipped. But I thought Avonte Maddox, he played okay. It would be nice if he could learn to catch, though. Like, learn to catch the damn ball. You know what I mean? Get on the jugs machine like a couple hours a day, because he should have had an interception. And just an interception like that, just a play like that, it could have been the difference in the game. It could have been the difference in the game. But I thought Avonte Maddox played well. I thought Malik Jackson played very well. I thought Josh Sweat played very well. I wish the defense would have blitzed a little more. And you know what? Nobody's talking about the linebackers today. So they played fairly good themselves. Defense, I can't give the defense any crap. Okay? The no-names didn't have one drive over 48 yards in which led to points. So they did their job. It's the offense. It's Carson. It's Doug. It's the offensive line. And we got to get healthy. We got to make the right adjustments. Carson has to be better. He has to be smarter. Doug has to be better with his in-game adjustments. He has to be able to say, this is what this team's doing to us. This is how we fix it. That's what we really, really need out of Doug. And I usually think Doug does a decent job with in-game adjustments. But I didn't see it yesterday. So we need to see it going forward. And look, let me say this in closing. This is week 1. This is week 1 where you had no off-season, no training camp, no preseason. There's going to be sloppy play. There's going to be missed opportunities on both sides. And, week 1 of the NFL, if you lose, you survive. It's not what you do in September. It's what you do in November, in December, and there's a lot of football left to play. This is one of those games we should have won. We always have these every year. We're probably going to have maybe one more this year, but maybe we got it out of the way. But usually we have 1 or 2 of these every year. No big deal. And I got to say this. I felt so much better watching Dallas Cowboys lose. And shout out to everybody who was in that live stream, by the way. It was fun. Channel members, mods, you guys were great. Thank you for joining me, hang out with me last night. But I felt so much better that Dallas lost. And then I hear Mark Holmes making all the excuses. He's texting me, F me, he's all pissed off. It's just so great watching Dallas lose. It really is. I mean, I can say this. We were up 17-0. We should have won. That's on us. That's our fault that we lost. Dallas, they lost to a team that was just better than them. That's the truth. The great call on that offensive pass interference. It was a beautiful call. And it was the right call. So, I feel a little better about that, but I am ready to focus on the Rams, focus on week 2. We got to come out and we got to win this game. We're going to talk a lot about it this week. And those are my final thoughts. Week 1, I'm putting it behind me. Time to move on. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.